Mr. Varoufakis, the Greek state has invested nearly 40 billion euros, borrowed money from the other Euro states in the recapitalization and liquidation of the country's bank system. By this, the Greek banking system now belongs de facto to the Greek taxpayers. How much of the money will flow back to the state coffers when the banks are sold again to private investors?
A fraction only, which will be inversely proportional to the commitment of this government to hide the truth regarding the prospects of the private sector banks. Prospects which are abysmal and which are being talked up as if they are wonderful.
Mm-hmm. But do you have an estimate of how much of this 40 billion may flow back? Half of it, or?
Well, let me say this. In a recent share issue by one of the 4 banks that have come into the fold of the Greek state, that share issue led to a dilution of the Greek state's share price and equity in that bank of about 2/3.
2/3?
That is a pretty good estimate of the disaster that we have in our hands. I'm not saying that this will be the final figure for all of them, but I would not be surprised, and I don't think our audience should be surprised, if only a fraction of the money invested by Europe's taxpayers into the Greek banking system is returned to our states.
Why did Greece not follow the American model, where the state invested in the banks to save them from the financial explosion back then, after the Lehman event, and then after they were profitable again, they were sold with a profit again to private investors? Why could Greece not have gone the same way?
It could have. It didn't. And nor did the banks of Spain experience something similar to the American process. The answer to your question, which is a very good question, must be sought in politics.